EnduraLAB coming to you with Fall in Love with Cooking episode. Today we are going to do some classic Thanksgiving sides with a little healthy twist on them. So first we're going to do some mashed cauliflower and sweet potato, and it tastes so good. And I actually got a tip from an EnduraLAB member that I should, instead of using just water, I should reduce some bone broth and some coconut milk, and it will bring out some really good flavors. So we're going to try it out today. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set the fire to about a 6. Okay, so medium. And I'm going to put my bone broth in first, and then some coconut milk, and the top always has that coconut kind of cream, so we can bust through that with a spoon. Alright, so going to reduce that by letting it simmer. So I'll probably turn up the heat just a little bit. Alright, so I love to multitask in the kitchen. So another thing that I have done is I have set the oven for about 350 because I'm going to roast some cauliflower and broccoli, just because that's good side for anything like Thanksgiving or lunch or dinner. So while I'm making this video, I'm going to multitask with that. So I'm going to use some parchment paper. And I'm going to line a baking sheet like so. A bag of, actually the steam bag, so you can steam it just in this bag and have it prepared, or I'm just going to use it because it's fresh. I'm going to open that, spread it on the sheet, and so in this case, see how they gave me like a head of broccoli? So I'm going to break that up because that's not ideal. I'm going to break it up on the sheet, and then I'm going to spread it out evenly over the pan. And I'm going to kind of put the heads up, and then spray it with some avocado oil. I love spray because it allows you to evenly coat. And then I'm going to put some salt. And pepper. And you can season with whatever you want to season with. This one doesn't work, forgot about that. Gotta be the handheld. There we go. Alright, so putting some salt and pepper. Now, so I've got broccoli, cauliflower, avocado oil, salt, and pepper. I'm going to stick that in the oven. And that is going to roast probably the entire time I cook. So that's the fun part about that, because the longer you really can roast it for however long you want. I like mine super crispy and brown, but if you don't like it that roasted, then you just pull it out sooner. The longer you leave it in, obviously, the longer and the more brown and crispy it gets. So that's going. This is still reducing. I'm gonna just stir it just a little bit. Good, turn up my heat. And the reason I didn't start with a super high heat is because I didn't want to burn the liquid like right away. So allowing the liquid and the pan to heat at the same time so it doesn't flash burn there. Now, the other side I want to make is a bacon green beans. Okay, bacon and garlic green bean side. So what I'm going to start with that one is I'm going to start by lighting that fire and putting it on about a 4 or a little less than medium. And I'm going to cut up a few pieces of bacon to fry in the pan that I'm going to actually cook the green beans in. So I got my cutting board over here. Now, how much bacon you use is completely up to you. And I'm only going to use a couple pieces. You want to chop these tiny. So about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. Alright, so I'm going to throw these in. Go. All right, now, while those are kind of, okay, again, I'm going to turn up the heat just a little bit to about medium. While those are cooking, I'm going to cut up the sweet potatoes for the mashed sweet potato cauliflower combo. So I have about 1 pound of sweet potato or more, but just 2 really big sweet potatoes. I've peeled them and now I'm going to slice them. Now for the cauliflower, I cheat a little bit because I buy the florets already chopped up in a bag. I would go more with fresh and not frozen, but really it's up to you. And then I also don't buy the head of cauliflower because I don't want to chop it up and mess with that. So this is my cheat here. And so yeah, I'm going to cut up the sweet potato. Now because they're kind of just boiling in that broth and coconut milk, I'm not worried about chopping them in any certain way. I just want them to cook evenly and fast. So I'm going to cut them into small kind of chunks. Bacon is starting to fry. The sauce over there, the bone broth and the coconut milk is simmering. This is great. And you start smelling the flavors. Oh, so good. That up a bit. Check on that roasting. That's going good. Now with Thanksgiving sides, It's not so much that I'm trying to make something healthier. Like we would have green beans, we would have mashed potatoes, right? So these are just ideas for sides. So don't worry about replacing your favorites. Have some of your favorites. Have all your favorites, right? But these are just also some options to incorporate into your feast or just of the month of Thanksgiving, just to kind of get festive while also getting after those goals that you're setting for yourself, right? Turning up this heat just a tad. And about to put in the sweet potatoes and cauliflower. Hi, Mama. You can come in my video. Oh. What's that? Okay, so again, cheating a little bit here. I'm not messing with the head of cauliflower. I'm going for the already pre-cut. Be careful when you put it in so you don't splash yourself. See, like that. Alright, and then I'm going to stick in the sweet potato. Now I'm actually going to turn up to high for a boil on this, and I'm going to cover it so that it boils and steams. I also love to eat. Like, when people say, like, or they think I don't love to eat, this is the stuff I love to eat a lot of. I feel less guilty if I'm eating something that I know is good or better in the choice continuum. And I know that I want to eat during the holidays. This is the stuff that I like to make because I know that it's that holiday feel with either better ingredients, at least I know of, and less calories, and you've made it at home. Alright, this bacon is coming along. I want to get it a little bit crispy. The good thing too about using less bacon here is that there's less fat. So the more bacon you make, the more fat comes off, and you want to drain probably a little bit of that fat if you use a lot of fat. I'm sorry, a lot of bacon. But like this right here, these 2 slices of bacon aren't yielding too much fat, so I'll just keep the fat in the pan to cook the green beans. Wondering, I'm just like flipping over all the little pieces of bacon. And I'm actually going to set these aside while I cook the green beans. I'm going to pull off the cooked bacon. See, this is why I love multitasking, because everything takes a while, right? So while this is boiling and doing its thing for like 20 minutes, I'm already making 2 other side dishes. Use your time wisely. Lost a piece down there. Okay, so cooked bacon. Okay, so now I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit, and I'm going to throw on my trimmed green beans. Again, these are something you can buy and trim and all that stuff, but I cheat and just buy the ones that are already done. Clean, trimmed, all that good stuff. And I'm just cooking this in the bacon grease. Salt and pepper those bad boys. That's boiling. Good. Roasting, looking good. Now I'm going to get the garlic. The garlic is going to be one of the last things that I throw back in here. So while this is kind of sauteing, I'm going to throw in some garlic and then throw the bacon back in. Something I didn't do was grab a tofu. My battery is low on my phone. Grab a tofu. I usually always cook while drinking water. I do this because it curbs my cravings to want to try and eat everything that I'm cooking at the time, and also just hydrate, right? Get as much water as you can when you can. That's just a little bit to medium. I want them to get a little blistered from the heat. And then I'm going to add probably about 3 cloves of garlic. Which is about half a teaspoon is about a clove of minced garlic. I use minced garlic a lot. Again, little shortcuts. You have to be careful here because the garlic will burn. So I'm going to turn the heat back down just a little bit. Mixing, mixing, mixing. back is that bacon, and that is done. So I'm going to turn the fire off, mix that up. You can see you got your bacon, garlic, and green beans. Go ahead and plate that. Green beans. All right, now let's check on our sweet potatoes and cauliflower. So I can pierce the sweet potato and it's not even close. So we have a while to go there. So I'm going to let this simmer probably for another 15 minutes and we'll come back when it's ready to blend. And we're back. So our sweet potato and cauliflower is now very soft. I can pierce all the way through with a fork. So now you can use an immersion blender. So that's like one of those handheld, like, and do that. You can use a food processor, but I have a Vitamix here today, so I'm gonna use that. So I'm just scooping in the vegetables into the blender. And if I have to do batches, I'll do batches. Looks like I'm going to be able to fit it all. Now you want to be careful when you're blending hot liquids, because if you cover it and blend, it might be too hot and kind of explode outside of the top. So you want to let this cool just a little bit, which I have. It still seems pretty hot. So I'm going to go ahead and not put the liquid in just yet. I'm going to cover it with the top off for a second, like half off. So I'm going to put it on the Vitamix base and I'm going to put it on low. Kind of rev it up slow. Again, I'm airing out the top. Wand and kind of mix it up a little bit. It smells so good already. Okay, so it is pretty much blended, as you can see. Now I'm going to add my liquid from the pan over the sink. And I'm going to go ahead and stick that attachment through. So when I blend it this time, I can stir with that. Now I'm going to go back to lowest setting. old grass-fed butter. Almost done, so I'm just gonna stick that chunk in there. To go ahead and plate that. Looks delicious. It looks great. And so I'm just going to top with a little bit of salt and pepper. And finish it off like so. Voila, sweet potato, and let's give it a little taste. It's got like a hint of sweet from the coconut, but it's salty, creamy. Yeah, you would never know that there's like cauliflower and all that stuff in it, so it's super yummy. All right, getting that stuff off my hands. I hope, oh, you know what? There's one more thing, my roasted veggies. Get a little oven mitt and pull those out. Oh yeah. Perfect. So as you can see, nice and roasted. Throw those in the plate. And I love parchment paper because you just take that off, throw it away, easy cleanup. So we got some roasted veggies. Yay! Okay, well, best of luck. That took about 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, and I have 3 sides. And I plan on having that with salmon tonight, but you can definitely have them with your Thanksgiving dinner. Happy cooking. Bye.